Hello everyone. In this video, I'll work out the symmetry questions related to CSIR June 2019 paper, set A. We'll start with the question number 55. The total number of symmetry elements in diboron molecule is, the options given are 2, 4, 6 and 8. Well, if the student wants to remember the point group and the symmetry elements of some molecules, it is well and good. But symmetry and group theory is such a unit where the memory does not work always, but strategy always work. So every student must know the strategy, and once they understand the strategy and whatever molecule that is given, they can very easily work out the point group and then the symmetry elements. So in this video, I'll give you that strategy where even if some different molecule is given, you can very easily work out the symmetry elements and then the point group. So let's do the workout for the question number 55. Diborane is B2H6. The student must know the geometry of the molecule, that is the foremost thing. And some students go wrong while drawing the structure of diborane, where they put it as a planar structure. In fact, it is not a planar structure, instead it is a non-planar structure. And around each boron approximately there is a tetrahedral environment. I don't say it is a tetrahedral environment, but it is approximately a tetrahedral environment around each boron. When we look at the structure, most of the students are aware of this. There are two borons, two hydrogens are present which are bridging the two borons. The remaining four hydrogens are called as terminal hydrogens. In bonding purpose, we call this as a 3-centered 2-electron bond, 3-centered 2-electron bond, whereas these are 2-centered 2-electron bonds. So diborane has altogether 4 2-centered 2-electron bonds and 2 3-centered 2-electron bonds. How to visualize the planes and all those things? I'll just give you some reference. With respect to that reference, you can very easily imagine. Supposing that this is the z-axis, y-axis towards your right and left, and x is pointing towards you. With respect to these three coordinates, we can choose the planes or the rotational axis. Now let us begin with the rotational axis. There is a C2 rotational axis that passes only through the borons. This is one C2. Later on, there is a second C2. This C2 will pass from the two hydrogens. And if you rotate by 180 degree, that would produce an equivalent configuration. Along with these two, there is also another C2 that is pointing towards you. Apart from these three rotational axes, there is no other rotational axis. And out of all these three, now just let me take this one as the principal axis because it is passing from two borons. This is also passing from two atoms, but hydrogens, the atomic number is less, so let's give priority to borons. So if I consider the blue one as the rotational axis, principal rotational axis, then these two would become perpendicular to it, and these are called as the secondary rotational axis. Well, we got some idea. There is a C2 and two C2s perpendicular to the main C2. Okay. And wherever you find C2 and two C2s perpendicular to it, such a point group, such a molecule should belong to a point group which is called as a D2. Well, we have completed the rotational axis. Then finally, we'll jump into the planes, because these planes should give you the point group, and from the point group we can get the symmetry elements. Here I have shown you the various Cartesian coordinates. There are three planes with respect to these Cartesian coordinates, so let me write it as sigma xy, sigma xz and sigma yz. Sigma xy is this plane. This is sigma xy plane. If I operate that sigma xy onto this molecule, you can imagine that sigma xy would pass from 2 borons plus 4 hydrogens that are terminal. These are terminal hydrogens and these are bridging hydrogens. Okay, so sigma xy would pass from 2 borons and only 4 terminal hydrogens, all the terminal hydrogens. Let's come to the xz. Well, xz is this plane. This is xz plane. And in this case, if I operate that xz plane over here, so that will take up only 2 hydrogens, but it will not take up any other atom. Sigma xz would take up 2 hydrogens and these 2 hydrogens are bridging. And finally, we also have a yz. This is yz plane. It is the plane of your screen. And that yz would take these 4 atoms. So it would take 2 borons, it would also take 2 hydrogens that are bridging. Now I have provided you all the 3 planes. You can later on imagine from which atoms are these planes passing from. Well, we have 3 different planes. Now this plane, this rotational axis, we have called it as a principal axis, and with respect to this principal axis, if there is a plane perpendicular to it, we can call it as a horizontal plane. This is a plane which is perpendicular to it. Since there is one horizontal plane, the point group that we chose would become D2H. If it is D2H, definitely it should also have 2 vertical planes. So this become one vertical plane, this become the second vertical plane. And if it is a D2H, since the order is an even number, the molecule will definitely have inversion. That inversion is also equivalent to S2. Because for DNH point group, Sn should be present, and that Sn here is S2 and S2 is equivalent to inversion. Well, we need not go for all the symmetry elements that are present. The preliminary confirmation of the point group comes from Cn and Nc2 is perpendicular to it. Here the N is 2. So C2, 2C2 is perpendicular to it will make it a D2 point group. Then you have to check for any plane. If planes are present, you just check whether it is a horizontal plane or vertical plane. First you go for a horizontal plane. If at all one horizontal plane is present, then definitely vertical planes will also be present. Because in D2H point group, C2, 2C2 is perpendicular to it and sigma H are the group generators. So just with respect to these 3 symmetry elements, I can confirm that the point group is D2H, and if it is a D2H point group, the symmetry elements that should be present in it is the C2, 2C2 is perpendicular to it, 2 sigma V must be present, sigma H and S2 which is equivalent to inversion must be present. If you count all these symmetry elements, then that would give you 8. So if I write D2H, it is C2 plus 2 C2's perpendicular to C2, 2 sigma V must be present, sigma H and inversion should be present. Along with all these elements, identity is also considered. Well, that gives you 8 symmetry elements. The answer for our question is 8. So the option must be 4. Here we can see the number of symmetry elements found are 8, 3 rotational axes, 3 planes, 1 identity element and 1 inversion. It belongs to D2H point group and order of the point group is 4n, where n is 2, therefore the number of symmetry elements would become 8. So this is a strategic approach. It is always better to go through the strategy approach rather than to remember, because there are hundreds of molecules and For each and every molecule, we cannot remember the point group and symmetry elements. Hope this strategic approach works well for you. Thank you.